can build a garden anywhere. And if you've got a reasonable amount of sun, about 6 hours a day, you can have a veggie garden, even on an old gravel driveway like this. This goodie. What I want to build today is a no-dig garden. Basically, you convert all of these waste materials into a productive garden in no time. And it's perfect for a really wasted space. If you've got a bit of lawn that you're not using, maybe a concrete car space that you never park a car on, or like this, a big gravel driveway that's not being used. I've actually excavated the gravel out of this area to about 200 mil, which is going to do two jobs. One, it's levelling off this gravel on this side, but two, it's actually going to retain the pile of materials. But if you didn't have a hole to dig, you can always retain them with some bricks, some logs, or even a few bits of timber. To construct a no-dig garden, all you need is organic matter. The more diverse the materials, the better. Use things you've already got in the garden and scrounge the rest wherever you can. I'm actually going to start this garden bed by using a layer of woody material. In this case, rotten logs and prunings. It does a couple of things. It'll help with the drainage of the bed, and if you're on a concrete surface, that's really important, but also rotting timber acts like a sponge. It soaks up water, nutrients that leach through, and of course it harbours all that fantastic fungi that helps convert those nutrients into stuff the plants can eat. To create even more of a sponge, I'm going to use this woody mulch as a layer on the bottom. Of course, you should be able to pick this up for free or cheap as wood chips from your local council. Building a no-dig bed is a lot like building a good compost. You need a balance of materials, so the carbon and the nitrogen. The carbon material is the brown stuff, so it's things like the woody mulch, you've got dried leaves or even bales of straw, and they make up the bulk of the bed. Add to that your nitrogen, so leafy green material like these lawn clippings, you've got fruit and veg waste, I got that from the local greengrocers, or manures. I'm going to use some of my chook manure because that's the best stuff. Newspaper has been in the bottom of the chook coop too, so that's going in. And of course, just like building a compost, it's really important that you wet the piles down as you go, because all of the organisms that are going to turn all this good stuff into nutrients for the plants, well, they need a drink too. Keep layering materials into the bed, whatever you can get your hands on. This layer is going to be some garden waste, including some canna stems, old herbs, and some oak leaves. Just in case you're wondering, gum leaves? You bet you can. Anything organic in moderation. Just a bit of fruit and veg. Of course, horse poo is something you can pick up for free almost anywhere, but it can contain some weed seeds, so I'm going to bury it nice and deep. It's also mixed with a little bit of sawdust, in this case the bedding material, but that's okay here. It's all going to break down and make a really rich mix. As I go, I'm going to add some of this. It's the magic ingredient. It's just soil. It contains worm eggs, bacteria, fungi, all of the things that I need to get this bed going. It looks like I can put the watering can away. Mother Nature's going to do that for me. As all of this organic matter breaks down, it is quite acidic, so it's a good idea to sprinkle some lime on as you go, or in this case, I've got the next best thing. It's some wood ash from the fire. It'll help to sweeten the load and get everything working away. One waste product that I absolutely know you can find are coffee grounds. I've seen some wicked compost made out of this stuff, so it's going on the pile. Continue to add materials. Thick layers of brown followed by thinner layers of green. Go as high as you like, remembering it'll rot down by about 50%. Of course, you could let that rot down for a few weeks, 4 or 6 weeks before you started planting. Everything will start mingling together, but I'm nowhere near that patient. If I can get a crop in, I will. It's way too rich with all of that manure for anything like a root crop or even peas or beans, but I reckon these leafy greens are going to rock it away, so that's what I'm going to plant. To plant into the no-dig garden, all you need to do is make a little pocket into the leaves, fill it with a handful of compost and put your seedling in. As time goes on, this garden bed will actually get better and better. As it breaks down, you just continue to add layers on top every season. You don't ever dig. And that's going to improve the fertility of the soil and, of course, the soil structure, which is so important. This is a great way to use what was a gravel driveway. It's now a really productive space. So if you've got a spare spot, why don't you give it a go?